Well, I just wanted to make a quick video here detailing what I did to mount this Chinese-made Agrotk 45-inch hammer flail to my Kubota KX 121-3. You can see I have the thumb on it, and it was hard lined in. I switched that over to quick disconnects. I got these on Amazon for like I don't know, around $40 for the set, male and female. And then before I even ran this, I watched a whole bunch of videos, and a lot of them didn't even pertain to this particular brand. I did see a lot out there from a YouTuber named MountainMindset, where he tried a few different things and had some troubles, and so I went about fixing the issues before they became issues based on his videos. The other thing that is a bit different here is you can maybe see I've got the pin-on bucket, the old style, and to pull the pins, which also hold on the thumb, and remove the bucket, remove the thumb, you know, and all that. Instead of doing that, and instead of spending however many thousands of dollars converting everything over to Kubota Quick Connect, I decided to make my mount a little bit different, and it seems to work out pretty well. It actually leaves me with the bucket on there if I need to be out in the woods and I'm doing some flail mowing, and I decide I got to grab that, you know, log or boulder, or dig a little bit. I can just set this to the side, disconnect, rehook up, and I got my bucket and my thumb all ready to go here. So no dragging a trailer or truck out to the woods with my extra bucket, or none of that stuff. So I'm going to run you through some of the stuff I did to this, how I modified it a little bit, and hopefully it helps somebody out there with one of these Chinese-made flail mowers. All right, this will be a hopeful thing. If there's any pressure on these, oh, that's a bear. And I don't think even one of them fancy, you know, quick clamp things would even do it. It's pretty hardcore. So just gonna feed this through, make sure I'm not on my cylinder. I'm just going to get this kind of lightly cinched on there. I got the handy, you know, two-way. There we go. Should come off pretty easy. Oh, there we go. It's going back together, that's the hard part. There we go. Bring those in front. See if we can't get them to mate. Oh, got that one. That's nice when that happens. So now it's all together here making a circuit, so I should be able to squeeze that back a little bit. Maybe not. That might just be where I'm at. Okay, well, that's where I'm at. And this just chain off the chain pile, so got a bit extra, but let's wrap that up, throw it in the bucket. Make sure that's not hitting nothing important. That should be good. I reckon I probably have a bunch of pressure on one of these, the way that went together. So I get the tool. So these are actually two tools, and you can see just the male and female. and I just swapped out the or took out the guts, put in a 1/2 MPT by 3/8 bushing, reducing bushing, and then welded this 1/2 inch nut to it with some all thread and a nice little handle. So did that on each of them. You should be able to see there, it's just, I did round the ends of those inside so that they wouldn't scar up my flat face. This can be a little bit messy, and I might have to get a wrench. But you'll know. That feels like it went. You can kind of feel it. It just kind of hits, and then proof it worked there. Let's see here. Oh yeah, she's squirting. And pressure relieved. Done. Yep, that's it. Didn't even have to. That must have been set to the right spot already, pushed against that flat face. Now sometimes if I had this machine running and had worked the thumb, maybe tried to get it all the way up there, there's some real pressure there when you got to really maybe even put a wrench on this fitting while you crank on it, maybe even throw the open end of another wrench onto that T and pull it in, but nice. Okay, now I'll start the machine, and I'll just show you how I grab that pocket. It's pretty easy, and show you how it's not too much weight. Some people said, oh, having that bucket and that thumb on there and the mower, that's going to be too much weight. I've ran it a bunch. I mean, even at the fullest extension out there, you know, you feel a little flop, but it's not like you feel like you're going to tip over. Even if you're, you know, not in front of the tracks, you're off to the side or whatnot. It's not a very heavy, I mean, in terms of what this can do, it's not a very heavy machine. I think it's like 650 pounds or something. So it's not like it's hard on the machine at all with the bucket. I think the bucket and thumb all together, what is this? It's like an 18-inch bucket maybe. It weighs in at like 200 pounds, maybe 250 with the thumb. I don't know. So, but we'll start it up and we'll see how I grab this. You can see it's in the pockets, bearing against that little angle iron. We'll take the chain here. I'm just going to go through the extra holes in the back side of the bucket. I don't know why they put them there. Change the angle. I should admit, I'm no expert on this machine or machines in general. hydraulic fluid on my hands. Getting snug. You see her move there. Like I said, I like to keep that up. And I don't know. Let's take this a little bit extra and wrap it around, I guess. And then keep your caps on. That doesn't happen. Oof. See if this guy wants to go on at all. Oh, she's got pressure. I think we might have to reuse the tool now that had it all running. So we'll do that. I'm gonna get my gloves back on. You know, I was just thinking about the other thing that I forgot was I got to do the switch over for the flow. So we'll get in here, a little valve in there that changes it from two-way flow to one-way flow. And get you in here. It's not rocket science. There she is, little valve right on top. Just turn it that way. I don't know. If anybody knows some better ways to bleed off the pressure, that'd be awesome. We'll see if we can't bleed the pressure off again. This is the guy I was struggling with on this side, the female coupling. It sucks to lose a little fluid, but I don't know. I don't know if there's a better way to do it. Back this off again this time, and we'll soak out everything, get it nice and lubricated. So, I don't know, seems like it's doing it. If that makes a difference. Goodness. You know what? There might be pressure on this side. Let's see. That might have been the problem all along. Oh yeah. There she goes. Bingo, done. So I'll grab it on the other side and leak out a little more, I guess. I do like these flat face couplings. We're kind of new with them around the farm here. Should mention that I don't make money doing this, not in business. So sometimes it's nice to be able to build something like this, a tool that, I think I saw these tools on sale in like Australia, and they wanted like 200 some bucks a piece for them. Oh yeah. She's got some pressure. I might have to come back, like I said before, put a wrench on that, keep it from spinning. You know, I got hands full of grease now. Keep it from spinning and then knock the pressure out of it. So I'll go get a wrench real quick and get that done. smartly grabbed 2 wrenches. One goes on the coupling. Oh, that was so much oil. Again, if anyone knows a better way to relieve that pressure. I know leaving it out here in the sun ain't helping. Come on. There we go. All right. Yeah. Uh-oh. Broke the tool. Bound to happen. That's my bad welds, I guess. So maybe I should be a better welder. All right. Well, we might have to stop here. Oof. See if we did anything. I got it. Set the He-Man on that, and we're good to go. So, yeah, we'll weld that back up. Joys of welding. You break it, weld it again. So we're all hooked up. We're ready to go. We're nice and wet. Everything's lubricated. Love it. So, that's how I got this thing to work. Again, you can see the break there. Happened to me once already, but you can see how superficial my welds were, you know. So maybe I'll take that to a better welder than myself and have it fixed. And you can see these tools, they're nice. You can keep them right together. Keep those faces clean. I put a little ring on there so I can hang it up in the cab or, you know, in the barn. So I think that's where we're going to end. And the rest is just running it. I'm switched over to one-way flow. Hooked up. Chain's nice and tight. Thumbs out of the way. Everything's ready. All right. Hope that helps somebody. Later. Yeah, I did want to come back here and show you some other things I had to do. I was just thinking about it. So something about Chinese nylon lock nuts. They're pretty much garbage. We can see down here these guys. This one probably, it's loose again. I kind of just keep an eye on that. I got to go get replacements for these. These are, of course, really long and metric, and I might just throw a bunch of Loctite on there and call it good, or maybe foul up the threads, or even put a weld bead, though you see how good my weld beads are. Or I might just get new bolts, you know. Down here, this mount, all of these bolts, there's 6 of them, 3 on each side. These all came loose. I was out mowing and I looked, I saw it was a little wobbly, and looked, and oh, lo and behold, just gone. These were all loose. So I went and got replacements, grade 8 replacements. And then down underneath, those were also some kind of metric, you know, Chinese bolts and lock nuts holding the blades on. And I got replacements for those as well, all American. I was not able to get lock nuts for them. I went to the farm store and they only had, I think, like 4 lock nuts for the size. I think the size is 5/8. And so I ended up just doing a nut with a lock washer and another nut, kind of a modified jam nut situation, and hoping that that would work. And it did. I went out and I mowed for 9 hours and got done, and not one was missing. But for first time I used it, though, I did come back and I looked, and one of the lock nuts was just AWOL. And luckily I didn't lose a flail. Those flail hammer flails, they cost, you know, I've seen them go for like $60, a piece each. I mean, there's 20 of them on this guy. And you can go to the factory, the Agrotk. They have a little shop, and they're the cheapest I've seen around. They're $20 a piece, and free shipping. And I think you can buy up to 10 at a time or something. So I think as long as you keep them and keep them in good condition. I did have a couple that I hit a rock with right off the bat. Hit a rock, chipped them right out real deep, like maybe a ½ inch deep chip off the edge. And I was able to take them, and I just cleaned them up and threw a weld bead on the edge and then sharpened them out, and seems to be holding. Again, I mean, you've seen my welding ability on the tool, but hey, it works. And might as well just keep welding that edge and keeping them going as much as I can, and before spending 20 bucks a piece and buying any more. But I just wanted to point out that yeah, you got to be really, I mean, I can turn that by hand now, so you got to be really cautious on these Chinese nylon nuts here. And I carry, a couple wrenches in the cab, adjustable wrenches, and I'll get out, every so often get out and just check underneath, make sure everything's tight. Check this, make sure it's all tight, just kind of walk around and take a look at it, or just replace it. And like these guys, I mean, American, or SAE, and I haven't had any problems with those. But might be worth doing beforehand before you get out in the field. And like for me, I got a pond I'm going around. I can't imagine reach over the pond and lose the whole thing. Similarly, chain here, I might upgrade this chain. It's getting a little old and kind of getting breaky looking, so I might upgrade this chain to something I trust a little more if I'm reaching out over the pond a lot. And I can't imagine if that fell down, that wouldn't be fun. So just wanted to point that out, and I'll get it running here and give you guys the show that can pick it up and do what it's intended to do, even though it's Chinese and it's cheap. I see I'm losing major fluid off of something. Probably my connections is loose. Pop under here. And here's what I did, the blades. So I know it's kind of, there we go. Yeah, so that's just 4-inch long, 5/8 grade 8 bolt, 2 nuts, lock washer, and here's the original because I couldn't get the 4-inch through there. So I did have to reuse the original, and just keep check on that. And looks like I got a leak to attend to, so it happens. Later.